Welcome to Pour Over Stories, the podcast where two coffee loving, faith filled hosts brew up real conversations about life, faith, and everything in between. We're here to share laughs, life lessons, and a whole lot of coffee as we dive into meaningful discussions on the joys, struggles, and surprises that come with walking through life with the Lord.
Whether you're sipping your morning cup or unwinding at the end of the day, we promise you'll find both humor and inspiration in every episode. So grab your favorite mug, sit back, and join us as we laugh, learn, and grow together. We're excited to share the journey with you. Well, hello, everybody.
Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Why does this always happen?
It's because we haven't done this in a while.
Well, welcome back. If you were wondering where we were, or at least where Lily was, tell the good people where you were for 2 weeks.
No, a week.
Oh,
But it's just a
okay.
week. I'm so sorry. Yes, I went on a missions trip to Costa Rica with my church. So I was gone for about a week. Not too long, but
Yeah.
very, very hot and humid
Mm.
for sure.
Tell us a little bit about um the trip and like what projects you guys were working on and the people and just all the
The
things.
food.
Oh yeah, we'll
Oh,
hear about
I
that.
gotta talk about food. So I went with my church. There was a group of us. There was 19 adults and one child. And we went to the peninsula area of Costa Rica, and we partnered with a family that lives there, a missionary family. They've been there for like 14 years, long time.
Okay.
Um, and it's a couple with 9 kids. So yeah. So we partnered with them and helping them continue to reach out to people in these different towns at the bottom of the peninsula. We visited different churches, and we also bought groceries. We bought a lot of groceries one of the first days we were there, and we got to bag them. And we would do house visits in these poor neighborhoods and just go and you know, talk to them, share the gospel, see if they needed any prayer,
Wow.
and just to love on these people. And these people were just, poor. They had no AC, um, and
It sounds like us. That's good.
but it was just heartbreaking to see their living conditions and how welcoming they were to us. So like, yeah, come on in. We would ask permission if we could talk to them and come in. And
And sorry, how did you guys find these people?
it was through, so the missionary family that we were helping out, they knew of these areas that might need food, or they knew what neighborhoods to go to, the poor neighborhoods around that town. So it was all through this missionary family. So um, but yeah, we would talk to them, share. They were really open to the gospel and prayer, and um, it was so sweet how these people, you would think poor people would ask for prayer for like money, or like ask God to change my circumstances, or ask God to, I don't know, send me to America, or a better house or a car. But these people always ask for prayer for their families or family that was sick. And it would just break your heart, because it's like, wow, you can ask for any kind of prayer you want, and you just want prayer for family and good health and stuff. And it was just so sweet. And then blessing them with food, and a lot of them were just in tears, and it was just like, wow, like, what a blessing. Uh, and we would just go around from house to house and see who was welcoming, to see who, again, needed prayer, who needed food. And um, we went to different poor neighborhoods. that missionary family would, take us to. And um yeah, we did also a lot of like prayer walking in areas where it's really dark. It's a third world country. There's a lot of spiritual darkness and um new age stuff, and
Really?
yes, and like yoga and just demonic stuff. It's just like even like witches that live in certain of these towns. So it was, yeah, it was good to go and pray, for the protection, and for God to come and like move in these areas and draw out darkness. And um yes, that was uh yeah, that was interesting and good, just to partner, and help this missionary family continue to plant seeds in those areas that we went to. Um, we also bought a bunch of candy and put little baggies together for kids, and we would go into different towns or neighborhoods and just like pass out candy to kids, which is so funny because if you would do that here in the States, like, "Hey, kid, you want some candy?"
Yeah.
It's so
Stranger danger.
yes, it's like, "Run, kid, run." But it was like, "Oh, we're here to hey, kid, you want some candy?" And, it was just so cute, to bless them, and we put little Spanish memory verses in the little candy bags when we pass them out so they can read 'em. Um, but it was very sweet. And one one of the things that I really loved, and I wish we would have done it more, one of the final days when we were visiting the last church, um, before the church service, we did like a little outreach for kids, and it wasn't even a park, it was just some land, a piece of land with dirt and stuff. And we brought like basic games like a jump rope, a soccer ball, um, basic things, and we had, like, a speaker with music and just say, "Hey, kids, come play with us," you know? Um, and all of a sudden, there was, like, 30 kids there,
Right.
and it was so cute to see them, like, some of them were playing soccer, some of them were doing jump ropes, some of them, we were passing out candy, of course. And,
And where were their parents?
some of their parents were nearby. It was near, a little neighborhood, and some of them were just by themselves, and it was just so sweet to, like, love on these little kids. Some of them just you would see them without shoes, and I kept looking at the ground because I would find, like, glass and stuff, and I had this one kid little kid come up to me while I was helping with the jump rope, and he was, like, giving me a little, like, razor blade that he found, and his eyes were, like and he's giving it to me, and I'm like, "Thank you, like, gracias," you know? And so I kept kinda, like, making sure the kids without shoes were not stepping on these things. And, um, but how they loved playing these basic games, and they were just seeing the joy and, like, just their little faces so happy, and how they trusted us, Um, and then afterwards, one of our other team members was able to share the gospel to these kids. We invited them to sit, and, she shared the gospel to them in Spanish, invited them and their families to come back to the church service later that evening, and a majority of them did come back to that service. So it was
Uh,
it was just so sweet to, like, just love on these kids. And I think I would have loved to do that more. Um, and yeah, just like these kids just break your heart, and their living conditions. And um, yeah, it's just like, can I just take you home with me?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we did a lot of things. We were always on the move. Um, we did things to bless the communities and the beaches. We would do like beach cleanups, pick up trash, and just yeah, and be available to pray for these people, and just really love on them. So it was yeah, it was a great experience, for sure. So
Changed them their weeks, I'm sure.
mm,
Their lives too.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
amazing just the cultural differences and I feel sometimes going on a missions trip, outside of America, people are so much more like people slow down. They're not going to this practice, they're not going to this event, they're not, so it's like, sure, I'll come play in the park. I don't have anything else to
Right.
do. Like, yeah, I can give of my time and
Well, and also, like, how these people blessed us with the little they have.
mm,
There was a couple situations. One of them was we were passing out candy to a kid we saw at some soccer field, and um, he went home, grabbed a soccer ball, and wanted to give it to us as a gift. And we're like, no, 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 like we'll just play with you, and
that's
us
sweet.
just for them to offer something back to us. And it's like, you don't have to. And then
That's so little.
yeah. And then the churches that we would go and visit, they would bless us with dinner. And it was like, rice and beans and some chips. And it's just like, thank you. Like, that's so sweet, like what they can give to bless us. And um, it was just like, wow, you know, what am I getting? Like when you think about like your time, your life here in the States, and like, am I a generous person with my stuff, or my food or my resources, or am I just like stingy, or just like this is mine, am I willing to give the best, to whoever needs, you know. So it makes you think a lot about like, wow,
It's convicting.
how am I living in the States. Well, speaking of conviction, I definitely was convicted like, I feel like I've been complaining a lot in my life, like, there's traffic, or, the Wi-Fi's not working, the Bluetooth's not working, you complain about these things, and you see these people, the way they live, and they're not complaining, and they're content. They're happy. Oh, I'm sure they have their moments, but it's like it makes you think, like when I see kids without shoes, here I am complaining, "Oh, these shoes don't match," or "What shoes do I wear?" And like I have a good life here. Like I'm blessed. Like I have a job, I have a car, and it's like these people don't have all these things, and here I am, complaining, or
Mhm.
um just thinking about myself, in a way. And it's like it really does like change your perspective of like I am blessed, and thank you God that you've blessed me, and I want to bless with the things you've given me. I want to continue to bless others.
I think it's like I can get in the scarcity mindset of like, okay, well, I can't give any more because this is how much I have. Obviously you don't want to like, you know, be in financial ruin because you're giving away everything. Like God doesn't expect that.
Right.
But just to be like, no, I can share this. I can do that. Not think like, okay, well, let me hold back this for myself. So, wow, that's awesome. Glad you got to go. I'm sure it was gorgeous over there.
It was beautiful. Beaches were great, but it was definitely hot and humid. I wasn't
When's their winter? Like, when's the best time to go?
They said March and April are their hottest months.
And you went in April.
We went in April. And I think after that, for like 6 months or so, 7 months, it's like their rainy season. So it's like
Okay.
constantly raining. But their winter is like maybe 75 degrees, maybe,
Wow.
but not too long. But yeah, it was definitely hot and humid.
Which can still be warm, like you're turning on the AC sometimes if it's 75,
Yeah,
depending on if
yeah,
it's like a dry heat or humid heat.
yeah, yeah. But it was great. I got to see monkeys and iguanas, and I didn't see any sloths, so
Mm.
unfortunately no sloths.
Gotta go down to the south for them.
But
I
yeah,
heard they're fast. You gotta
I was
gotta
like,
keep up with them.
"What what sloths have you heard about?"
That's cool.
But yeah, it was great. I really wanted to experience I love when I travel, I like to experience the culture of like What do they eat? What do they like? Um, I wanna try it all. I even got to try, a fruit. I've never heard of this fruit before, maybe you have, but it only grows in Costa Rica. It's called cas, C-A-S.
No.
Okay, I've never heard of it, but, uh, yeah, one of the locals were like, "Yeah, this is only grown here in Costa Rica." So I'm like, "Okay, we gotta try it. We gotta buy it, and we just need to try it." So picture, like, a lemon mixed with a pear, mixed with yeah, it was like a tropical fruit, but you bite it when you start to you peel it and you eat it, it's very sour, and people, I guess, put sugar on it when they eat it there, but after a while, your upper lip starts burning, um, I don't know why, but
Acidity? Acidity?
probably, but it was still really cool to try it and, experience that and, um okay, one more story because this is really cool, I just thought about it. There was, this island, not far from one of the beaches. We did a beach cleanup. Anyway, apparently it's a cemetery, um,
Hmm.
and you only have like a short window where there's a low tide where literally the sea like opens up and you can walk to this island, but you only have a short amount of time. And it was really cool because we got there early at 7 a.m.
Modern day Red Sea parting? What?
Yes, I'll show you pictures. Um, but it was so cool. So we got there early and literally it's dry land and you can walk. I don't know how long it took us. Maybe it had to taken us like less than 10 minutes to walk to this island. And it was such a cool experience because I'm like, this reminded me of when the Israelites were crossing the Red Sea.
Did he have like the Ark of the Covenant to your back? You guys are trying to be like the Levi priests.
I had a horse.
She said shorten. Has so cool. I've never heard some.
I'm like, no. So it was really cool to try that and like,
Did you have enough time to get back
oh yeah,
before the water?
oh yeah. We didn't stay too long on the island.
So how deep would have the water been if you stayed too long, like you missed the window?
You definitely would had to swim down.
Swim?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy.
So
That's amazing.
I thought that was a really cool experience.
Wow, like how close is the moon? And I had gravitational pull.
Yeah, and it's only for like a short amount of time. And you have to be there early, and
Wow.
it was really cool.
Were there a bunch of tourists doing that too?
No,
Wow.
I feel like the area we were at, there is not a lot of tourists. It wasn't like the main
Okay.
capital.
So it's like more rural,
Yeah.
like vacation area.
Yeah, there were some places where, yeah, you could see there were some tourists, but I think it's like, yeah.
Wow. So cool.
I know. But yeah, it was,
I'm jealous.
oh, I'll take you with me next time.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Book our tickets today.
Let's wait when it's now on humid.
Yeah. Their winter season.
Yeah. But
This
yeah,
week.
really cool. I'm really grateful again, just like, um, for the opportunity and yeah, just being reminded of God's grace and kindness to us and um yeah, not to take things for granted and be grateful and um
Yeah, I think everyone, if they can, should go on at least one missions trip because it will change your perspective. It'll change your life. It'll make you grateful for what you have and just realize that there's, a world around you where it's like, yeah, you're upset because the barista gave you the wrong coffee drink or they forgot an extra shot of espresso and then it's like there's someone in the rest of the world that like is harvesting those coffee beans, like on their hands and knees, it's just it's amazing what we have and it can be easy to take things for granted or complain over little things. So,
yeah. And also like I'm not saying it's all of us or sometimes maybe we might struggle with this, but the entitlement, you know, that's here in the culture in America,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all about me, or it's all about my drink or my I definitely have
Right.
caught myself. Yeah. Um and it's like, no, there's a whole world out there. And I think as believers we're called to go and bless these people and pray and make disciples and share the good news. And um there's always people around us that are hurting. Not be so caught up with just me, but um yeah. So I think it's good to look and go to places where, yeah, it's not the same like here in America.
Yes.
People don't have rights like we do, or
Yeah. Even just little things. Like I was in Portugal for a study abroad program, and like fast food is really not a thing over there. Like before class, I was like, "Where is a Starbucks?" Like I just need something, and it's like coffee shops don't open until like after my classes start.
wow.
And then even if they did open early, like they have ceramic cups. Like you're not taking it to go.
Oh wow.
So of course, like I'm sure it's different in like a more urban area closer to like the capital, but just like where we were, people are paying cash, they're not using credit cards, and just like lifestyle things are so different over there.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Well, yeah, great perspective to have. Yeah. So
Well, thank you for that.
anytime.
Should we end this one? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Because
so.
about like missions, yeah.
Yeah,
Feel like it'd be too rushed to fit in something else.
I agree.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, that was my yeah, just a little sharing about my missions trip to Costa Rica. And yeah, we'll probably just end it here and then come back and keep talking, keep sharing.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Maybe till that's for watching. Have a great day.
bye.
Bye.